Well, yes, Asier, that's certainly what the Taliban is hoping for at the end of all of this. I mean, everyone, I guess, is hoping to leave Afghanistan after 18 years of war. But it was a senior Trump administration official that did confirm that the U.S. government and Afghan Taliban had reached an agreement for the first phase of a peace plan, which would essentially involve a 7-day reduction of violence, which would then be followed by the start of all-inclusive Afghan peace talks within the next 10 days. It's from that we could see this withdrawal of U.S. NATO troops. The NATO Secretary General attending here the Munich Security Conference spoke earlier about the alliance's agreement to pull troops out of the war-torn country if the Taliban abide by their part of the deal.
NATO currently has around 16,000 troops in Afghanistan, and we are ready to adjust that force level if Taliban is able to demonstrate real will and real ability to reduce violence, and we see a path to peace.
The details of this agreement were hashed out earlier in Doha, Qatar, by the U.S. representative to, or the U.S. Special Envoy to Afghanistan and Taliban representatives. That was then confirmed here in Munich at the Munich Security Conference on Friday between the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani as well as the U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper and the U.S. Secretary of State Mark Pompeo, who did say that this was a pretty important breakthrough in a war that has lasted 18 years. Asier.
And Natalie, of course, another big issue out of this conference, the coronavirus. What are we hearing from China's State Councilor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi?
Yeah, well, Mr. Wang Yi is expected to speak on Saturday morning around 11:45 a.m. here at Munich at day 2 of the conference, and he is expected to, of course, broach the subject of the coronavirus and China's concerted effort and progress in tackling the epidemic. He's also expected to speak about advancing international cooperation in the fight against the novel coronavirus. Now, just before he speaks here at the security conference, there is going to be a meeting that's been organized by the World Health Organization to discuss solely the coronavirus and its effects and the international community's cooperation in helping to target that. Earlier this week, of course, we did see the Foreign Minister Wang Yi meet with his German counterpart Heiko Maas in Berlin, where that virus was discussed, of course, high on the agenda. Heiko Maas did promise Germany's help to fight the virus that is now spread across many countries around the world, including Germany. We have upwards of 16 cases here in the country. Many other EU countries as well have also offered China their support on this issue. Asier.
Natalie.